Hello, brains! I'm at VidCon, where everyone's learning what creators do to be successful. But being a creator involves a lot of failure too. And I didn't know that when I started. I thought I had to be perfect, which made things that were supposed to be fun, like creating, really actually stressful. And the internet can be really scary. So I had an idea. What if I ask other creators how they've failed at YouTube? So tell me about a time when you felt like you failed at YouTube.
There's been a lot, to be honest.
Okay. Do you want big failures or do you want like...
Give me big epic failures.
Okay.
Oh, when I totally failed as a creator. Every day. All day, every day.
When I take like 6 or 7 month breaks and I wonder like, oh, do people even remember I exist? Did I become irrelevant? Am I allowed to come back? Bah.
All the time, I feel like I regularly think I fail as a creator.
Even when I first started, I was getting like no views for like a year, like maybe 20 views a video. And I remember joking that like, oh, it was like me hitting the replay button like over and over, and then it was my mom, and then it was Sean.
I think the time that I failed the most is I waited a year before doing Life Noggin, when all the education channels were on the rise. I was like, I don't know, they don't need another one. Like, YouTube doesn't need another education channel. So I waited for a year, which I regret doing.
I had this idea and I thought it would work. And I went and pitched my idea to 40 media companies in London. And all of the 40 companies said, no, this video idea is never gonna work. You've got no hosting experience, you've got no presenting experience, you've got no video experience.
I think my biggest failure on YouTube has been one of just like knowing myself, overestimating my limits and like pushing myself too hard.
I was making videos, I was uploading twice a day, every day, and I just felt miserable. It wasn't really fulfilling me anymore, so I didn't know what I was doing anymore. I didn't know what I wanted to do next. I didn't know what my goals were.
For the first year, didn't show my own face, and I sort of hid behind my animals, and I was really shy.
I misspoke. I did a video about selective mutism, and I used the wrong word for something, and people went crazy, and they were like, you're terrible, and like, this isn't correct, and blah, blah.
You know, like most YouTubers, I think I've burned out quite a bit, and I've gone like 7 months without posting. And like, of course, the longer you wait to post, the more fear you get about like, oh, have people forgotten about me?
I then networked with 2 execs in London. One of them I found through a family friend. I picked up the phone to him and he said, how old are you? I said, I'm 28 years old. And he said, well, you realize everyone who wants this job is 21. And I said, yeah, sure, but I've got drive and I've got all this experience. And he said, no, you're literally 7 years too old. And he goes, you're probably not gonna make much money in media anyway, so you might as well just, you know, you're getting married next year, like, don't worry about it. And then I chased this other... Yeah, like just give up. He was just like, just get a blog, just write a blog and you'll be fine.
I've created series that my audience hated that caused a subscriber bleed.
I thought I failed because I was putting out a load of content I felt was excellent, it's going to help people, and nobody saw it. And I felt terrible. I had the worst like low of my YouTube career ever, and I was going to pack it in. The whole thing was just going to hand it in. Absolutely, 100%. Because a smaller creator who I knew was ripping off my content, shot up, higher than me, got more subscribers than me, and she started like way after me. And then it just destroyed me. The same content was being redistributed, and I just felt like I'd failed at the delivery of that content.
I didn't know what else to do, and I ended up at this ethnic minority TV training day, and we were trained that day, and the feedback was, Jay, you're good, like you should do something to do with media. And I was like, great, where's my break? Like, give me a job. And they were like, there's no jobs in media.
I have said stupid things in interviews and said stupid things in live streams. I've probably failed far more times than I've succeeded.
So why do you think you're so successful?
I think I'm still successful because I learned from that to not sleep on my ideas when I really think that they're good.
I realized that the reason I started it in the first place is because it was super fun to do. And then I realized that the person who started the channel would not be happy if I was this unhappy doing it anymore.
Once I felt more comfortable with myself and just being authentic and who I really am, people loved it, and they were super engaged and became even more loyal to us and our brand and our channel.
Like with most failures, I think that recovery is possible, and so even though I got pretty burned out and had a hard time for a while, you know, eventually you learn to work within your limits and overcome difficulties.
I probably take those breaks because I need them. I think my body and my mind and my soul are telling me that I need to recharge, and I come back like rejuvenated and excited, and I make good content.
The reason I was so successful after this is because I picked myself up and said, okay, you can either wallow in self-pity or you can do something about it and make the difference, and I made that difference.
I literally exhausted every option till the point my only option was to start a channel, and that's what led me to start a channel.
It's really hard to feel like you've succeeded, and so just sticking with it and being consistent has really been what's important to me.
I think we have to keep the long term in mind and remind ourselves that like growth and experimentation is something that you're allowed to feel successful for, even if the numbers don't back it up today. So if I have a good idea that my heart and my brain is telling me not to give up on, I'm going to follow that and trust my gut, because if I was wrong then on such a pivotal thing, I probably should keep going.
I've learned that asking for help maybe isn't the worst thing in the world.
Through the videos that I make, people find solidarity and community with a shared experience, and so people feel less alone.
I think that the world's in a place where people are looking for deeper, more meaningful content. And I believe that people are smarter than we think they are. I believe they're deeper than we think they are. I think they're much more inclined to thought-provoking discussions and conversations than we give people credit for. And I think the contents just prove that people are searching and looking and wanting something more meaningful.
I think successful people like to fail. I think a non-successful person is afraid to fail, so they don't try. The biggest mistake you can make is not trying.
Like, nobody's perfect, and I don't want to pretend to give that off and make people think that you can't make a mistake, or that you can't misspeak, or that you can't fail. Like, life's full of failures, but I think you actually do better by the getting up. And so you just keep doing it. Like, go back to why you started and just keep doing it.
Talking.
Am I?
Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about, I don't know, things Jessica asked me. I'm going to answer questions, and it's going to be super cool.
Okay, hopefully I can not fluff this up.
I have an Irish accent and I'm loud and I swear at things. When I heard the question, why do you think you're so successful? I was like, me? I don't. Whoops, I'm just trying my best, and that's why I sell that on shirts.